Who is it?
It's me. Mom is asking you to come down and at least eat some porridge.
I'm sorry. I still don't have an appetite.
You've been like that since yesterday. If your stomach hurts so much, you should see the doctor.
I'm fine. I'll be better by the day after tomorrow.
You've gotta eat something tomorrow, okay?
Okay. Please apologize to Mom for me.
Alright. Oh, by the way,
What?
you bought a copy of Ensemble yesterday, right? Let me have a read too. I wanted to buy one too, but it was all sold out today. Normally, they'd have some left over.
Is that so?
But isn't Toma Senpai amazing? She's already on the front page of a music magazine.
Yeah. Amazing, isn't it?
I'll give it back real quick. Come on, please.
I'm sorry. I forgot where I put it.
December 24th, Friday. Well then, I'll take it you have decided on the bracelet over here? Yeah, that'll be fine. We're currently running a special offer for engraving initials onto any purchase. Would you be interested? Initials? Yes, it could be the recipient's name, or perhaps a particular date. It will only take around 30 minutes. No, it's fine. Please package it. Certainly. Please wait for just a moment. Of course. When I first reached the store, wasting around 30 minutes here would have been a trivial loss. If I take the rest of my trip into account right now, though, the time looks pretty tight. All because I spent a good 2 hours in hesitation while looking around here. No, in all honesty, that's not the only reason I don't want to have her initials engraved. It's been 3 years since then, but I see the store's still in business. Thank you for waiting. Here's your purchase and your change of 2,000 yen. Thank you very much. Notably, even the store employee appears to be the same person who greeted me the last time. Perhaps this store is under her own private management. Thank you for your purchase. Please come again. What I bought here 3 years ago was a silver ring with Setsuna engraved on the inside, which was meant to be a birthday present. But in the end, I never got a chance to give it to her. That day, so I just stuffed it in my drawer. Now, I don't even know where that silver ring is anymore. Compared to the Christmas present meant for Setsuna I'm currently holding in my hands, that ring brought me so much more pain, anger, and hopelessness. It was a present filled with my heart and soul, and, to an embarrassing extent, my yearning for Setsuna. That's why, the moment those feelings became all for naught, our relationship simply shattered along with them. That's why I can't give her a present that would invite such misunderstandings anymore. Even so, I pushed myself to the limit and struggled for 2 hours, only to end up choosing an ordinary bracelet in the end. It's nothing particularly special, though I suppose it's just a little bit special. It wouldn't be the rain on anyone's parade, but it wouldn't cause them to get their hopes up either. It's just a simple Christmas present that's meant for a girl. Setsuna will definitely accept it with a bright smile on her face. But would the smile she'd show me today be genuine? If I remember correctly, the weather forecast did mention that the strongest period of cold of the year was approaching. The host of the talk show I watched this morning was also excitedly talking about the possibility of a white Christmas this year too. However, I had spent 2 whole hours being at a loss inside that store. So, despite having known about the possibility beforehand, the sight of the snow-filled scenery came so abruptly that it stopped me in my tracks for a few seconds. Snow. The first snowfall of the year. White spirits manifested from the hopes of many who wished for their arrival, falling upon all on the most celebrated day in the world. Students excitedly look up to the sky. Lovers gaze out. God damn it. Didn't see my opinion on snow. Lovers gaze out the window of cafes. White-collar workers wearing coats pick up their pace as if they feel a bit inconvenienced by it all. Regardless of whether people are happy, excited, or simply annoyed by it, they seem to understand what the falling snow on this very day entails, if only slightly. And so, they feel a little happier, a little more forgiving, and a little closer to one another than usual.
Snow! It's cold! It's so cold! We can have a snowball fight! We can build a snowman too! I messed up. I messed up big time. I guess I still have a ways to go.
Setsuna, not yet. Don't start enjoying yourself yet. We have to get the car out of the snow first. And you, Toma, stop laughing and help me over here.
It's snowing. I want to stay like this forever.
Yeah.
It's snowing, Haruki-kun.
We're currently conducting vehicle inspections. Therefore, both up and down lines will be experiencing delays. We apologize for the inconvenience.
The 2 train transfers that I've made so far managed to operate on schedule somehow. But at the station for my final transfer, the snow finally became heavy enough to start hindering the operation of the trains. Am I going to be late? It's 4:10 p.m. right now. Had everything gone according to schedule, I would have made the 4:30 meeting time with about 5 minutes to spare. That said, not making sure I had enough time to compensate for the unforeseen circumstances like this one is unmistakably an oversight on my part. The time I wasted looking through the jewelry shop is really biting me in the back right now. I hope I can at least make it on time for the movie. Still, it doesn't look like I can avoid being late, even if only by a few minutes. That's why Haruki-kun?
Sorry.
Where are you right now? Are you okay?
I'm on my way, but I'm going to be a little late. The train schedules got messed up at the last moment.
I see. I guess there's no really helping that, given the weather.
Are you already there?
Yeah, I got here a little early and did some window shopping. It only started snowing after I got here.
Sorry,
had I simply arranged for us to meet up at noon, we could have done some shopping together before the movie, too.
It's because of this weather, so there's nothing we really can do about it. It's snowing, so there's nothing we really can do.
I might be a little late, but I'll be there as soon as possible. If the movie starts, you should head in by yourself first, and
No, that's not...
I'll be late, but I'll definitely be there. Even if it's after the party is ended, I'll at least show up. But I have the tickets. Damn it. I'm so sorry about this. Here I thought,
No, it's fine. If we don't make it in time for the movie, we can just go shopping, like you said.
sorry, I'm really sorry, Setsuna. It wasn't supposed to turn out like this.
I'm telling you, you don't have to apologize so profusely. Stop that. Stop apologizing so desperately. I'm happy as long as you show up, so there's no need for apologies.
Setsuna?
You're only going to be a little late, right? You're making too big of a deal out of this, Haruki-kun.
That doesn't change the fact that I'm going to be late.
Now, that's just really like you, Haruki-kun. You haven't changed at all.
Setsuna,
Anyway, I'll be waiting here, so don't worry about me, Haruki-kun. But I don't want you forcing yourself to run here or anything, okay? I'd be more upset if you got hurt over this.
it sounds like the train will be about 10 minutes late. So it'll be around the 40-minute mark when I get over there, I think.
There, see? That's more than enough time to make it to the movie. You didn't even need to call me about it.
At any rate, I'll call you again when I get there. I'm sorry, but maybe you could go find a nice, warm place to wait until I get there?
Okay, I got it. Then I'll see you soon.
Just 20 more minutes? Really? Definitely? It's snowing.
It's snowing, Haruki-kun.
I hate the snow.
The train arrived at the station at 4:35. After calling Setsuna, I learned that she moved from the seaside park, which had been our original meeting place, to a nearby shopping mall, so she could take shelter from the snow. Since I haven't been around here much, I got a little lost. But after a good 5 minutes of sprinting, I finally reached Setsuna.
I told you not to run here.
In a place where dozens of people pass by, devoid of any emotional or sentimental ambiance, I finally met her again.
You're all covered in snow. Bend down a little, Haruki-kun.
Okay. It's been 2 weeks since we last met each other. But it's also our first proper rendezvous in many months. Setsuna and I had shackled ourselves, despite the fact that this was never supposed to have been forbidden for us.
Wow, it's only been a few minutes and your head's already all covered. The snow must be really harsh out there.
It's pretty bad, yeah. It's gotten darker as well, so I couldn't see very well either. But now that we're face to face like this, Setsuna's behavior isn't showing any signs of the heaviness it always had up until now.
Now, turn around. Wow, your coat's all white too.
She's patting the snow off my hair and back like any considerate girlfriend would, and chatting with me unreservedly as if this were a regular date. In that case, Now then, should we head over to the theater? The movie before ours should be just about finished by now. I have to respond to the way Setsuna is treating me now in kind.
Since we're going to the cinema, we can't forget popcorn, right?
Don't mess up and get the larger sized one by mistake. They serve them in buckets there, regardless of whether or not her attitude is merely a facade. I have no choice but to accept her currently cheerful and carefree state as being authentic.
I imagine we won't have the appetite for dinner if I were to do that.
Let's try to avoid that at least. The cost of that dinner is enough to buy dozens of buckets of popcorn.
Wait, Haruki-kun, how much is our dinner today going to cost? Now that I think about it, you said we were going to the Arumi Integral Hotel, right? Isn't everything in there super high class?
Don't worry about that. Besides, I'm the one who invited you out today. That's why I'm going to assume the role of boyfriend who's trying to go the extra mile to prepare a special date for a special day. Also, I am of the opinion that the person who makes the invite should be the one paying. You don't invite someone out to have them pay for you.
You can't do that. You're even working several jobs to cover your living expenses, Haruki-kun.
That's only half the reason. The other half is that I like doing them.
Okay then, we'll split the bill. I'll pay for my portion of the meal today. So, how much does our dinner cost?
And by doing that, Setsuna will become the mature girlfriend who's more concerned about the situation than her boyfriend's pride for me in return. I can't have you do that. I'm sorry, but I don't think you can afford...
There's no point in spending that much money on me. I'm a girl who would be delighted to go out with you, even if it were just to a ramen place.
We've been together for 3 years, so I suppose it's natural that we're on the same wavelength. But even so, I'd rather you be delighted today in anticipation of tonight's full French course. Even I know when to give up and put a little more effort into looking respectable for others, okay?
What do you mean, give up? So you are forcing yourself after all, Haruki-kun?
If we wanted to, we could easily make anyone around us think that we're an intimate couple where the girl is just a touch more assertive than the guy. I'm forcing myself to some extent, but it's totally not in the way that you're thinking of, Setsuna. If only we could have deceived ourselves like this as well. Maybe there really could have been a happily ever after for the both of us.
Looks like the snow isn't letting up.
Yeah. Supporting her cheek with her left hand, Setsuna gazes at the falling snow outside the windows on her right. They might be able to paint the sky right above the sea in pure white, but those tiny specks of snow prove powerless against the dark, unlit waves below, and are swallowed almost instantly on contact. The movie has ended, and we're almost finished with our meal as well. It's a little before 9 p.m., and I'm finally able to relax a bit. Setsuna also seems to have reined in her excitement a little as well, as she presents herself before me, and is starting to let her genuine feelings of slight listlessness show. Even so, today, Setsuna is...
Huh? What's wrong? Oh, this?
Saying that, she lifts her left hand that she's been resting her head against, and with the help of the candlelight in front of her, gives me a good view of her bracelet. It seems that Setsuna thinks that's the reason I've been staring at her. No, that's...
Looks great on me, doesn't it? A wonderful guy gave it to me as a present, you know. Does that bother you?
Not at all.
Huh? So you don't get jealous over stuff like that, Haruki-kun? That's a bit disappointing.
You know...
It made me so happy. And it's got me even more interested in that guy than ever before. Still not jealous after that?
Yeah, I'm really jealous and bothered by that. I really feel the urge to meet the cool, rich, and handsome guy who gave you such an amazing present myself. Here he is then. Rich might not be the most accurate way to describe him, though. Put the mirror away. We're still in the middle of our meal. Reflected in that small mirror of hers is a gloomy-looking young man, his face turned to the side as if out of embarrassment. Let me take back what I said. It doesn't seem as if she's reined in her excitement just yet. It's just a cheap product, you know. She put on the Christmas present I gave her before dinner started almost immediately. And she still finds her right hand reaching for her left wrist from time to time.
Didn't I tell you before? It doesn't take that much to win me over.
Even though I still haven't managed to deliver that passionate present I put so much of my heart into. She's already accepted the present I only decided upon within a day that easily. Things don't always turn out the way you want them to, I suppose.
You've already put me under your spell with this thing, to the point where I'm so moved that I'm having trouble swallowing this fancy dinner.
I'm not sure if I should say that this arrangement wasn't very cost-efficient, or if it had the opposite effect then. Still, are you okay?
What do you mean?
You said you were having trouble swallowing, right? But the truth is, you haven't been eating much at all, have you? But the truth is, you haven't been eating much at all, have you?
I'm fine. Really?
That's right. What's really on my mind isn't the fact that there's an accessory around Setsuna's left wrist. Despite having made a comment about not forgetting popcorn when going into the cinema, she didn't even bring so much as a drink with her when we went inside. As for our dinner, she did her best to finish the soup and salad, but she ended up leaving more than half of her main course on her plate long after it arrived. And she's only had a sip of the wine, too. But above all else, the complexion of her face seems... You're actually not feeling well, are you? And despite that, you still came out during this big snowstorm and...
Not at all.
But...
I feel just fine. No fever either. Want to check for yourself?
Setsuna, with both of her hands on the table for support, she leans forwards and pokes her forehead out. After some hesitation, I press my hand against her forehead. And, as she said, it doesn't feel like she has a fever.
I didn't eat much because I've been on a diet recently. A bit of pasta in the evening is usually enough to fill me up, so I'm already full now.
That's not good for your body. You should take care to get enough nutrients and...
I kept quiet about it because I knew you'd say that. But it looks like I made you even more worried instead.
You're really okay, right? You're not lying or anything, are you?
I'm about as fine as your wallet, I suppose.
Are you trying to give me a heart attack? I thought I'd have to call an ambulance for a split second just now.
I guess we were both being a bit ostentatious just now.
It's not that it doesn't feel like she's trying to hide something, but regardless, she rejects my intervention with a devious smile on her face. I can't tell if she's actually completely fine or if she's actually feeling a little ill just by looking at her, though. What she did manage to get across to me, however, is that she wants to treasure the time we're spending together right now, even if it means she'll have to grin and bear through whatever is troubling her. Come to think of it.
What is it?
That bracelet looks pretty nice. Where'd you get it?
I know, right? Do you want to know more about it?
That's why I have no choice. I should at least do my very best to answer her feelings. I don't care how forced or stupid I look doing it. I simply want to treasure the time I'm spending with Setsuna as well. Hey, listen. We've finished our dessert, and the table's being cleared as well. All that's left is our remaining chatter after our meal and the bill. There's one more thing I want to give you, Setsuna.
Okay.
But to me, this is precisely the critical moment that I've spent all this time and money in preparation for.
I've actually been wondering when you'd give it to me since before the movie started. You're quite the tease, aren't you, Haruki-kun?
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Or maybe I did. Even though I decided from the beginning to give it to her today. I ended up hesitating right before I was about to give it to her time and time again. Because the time I spent with Setsuna today was so reminiscent of the past. Because the thoughts of wanting these moments to last have been clouding my mind the entire time. And because I was afraid that everything would come to an end. This is the magazine that has my article in it. Having a part-timer write an article is actually quite rare, apparently.
Wow! This is special! It's not every day that I get to see you brag about something, Haruki-kun.
That's because even I think this is quite an amazing achievement. Perhaps I really shouldn't be talking about this to Setsuna, and only Setsuna. Perhaps the right thing to do was to continue hiding it from her. If I don't want to shut the door to a potential future with Setsuna, that is.
Huh? Kazusa?
This month's Ensemble magazine, featuring a special article regarding a certain up-and-coming pianist. Still, on the other hand, Setsuna is the only person that I have to tell, no matter what. I have to let her know, no matter what. If I want to open that door to a potential future with Setsuna, that is. The bit about Toma in last month's Kyograph made some pretty big waves. It wasn't long until the music department wanted to have a feature article done on her.
Kyograph?
That's actually where I've been working. I pretended not to know anything when you called me about it last time. Sorry, I couldn't tell you about it. Are you mad?
May I have a look?
Yeah? Setsuna finally flips open the first page and starts looking for my article. The person who wrote the article in Kyograph is both my direct superior and employer. To be honest, I don't know what my chances are. Said person's quite sharp, you see. They immediately found out that I used to go to school with Toma and came to talk to me right after. This is no doubt going to be an important crossroads in our lives. And yet, I don't have the slightest clue of what's about to happen. How many years has it been since I last felt like this? Basically, I got the assignment purely because of my connections. I'm sure that the last time I felt like this, I had to make one or two choices, and one of those choices would have led to Setsuna accepting me with a smile. If Toma hadn't become so famous, there's no way I could have gotten this assignment. But it was a choice I did not opt for. That's why it's a future that's being sealed away. So, I used her to my advantage. I ended up using Toma. Because I thought it'd help me secure a job in the future. Because I thought that it'd be a good experience to have. I sold her out. Huh?
What is all this? You sure wrote some crazy stuff.
Which part? After waiting so sternly for my sentence, what came out of her mouth was neither anger, mockery, sorrow, nor scolding.
Which part? It's a complete mess from beginning to end. It's making my stomach hurt.
But a charming giggle.
Like the part about her grades flying at low altitude for all 3 years.
If we hadn't looked after her, there's no way she would have graduated.
And the part about her thinking that her mother had abandoned her, so she acted like a delinquent the whole time?
It was all just a misunderstanding. Them living together now being the proof of that.
How her meals consisted solely of fast food and convenience store-bought meals? And she also had a crazy sweet tooth? Always putting 5 spoons of sugar in her coffee, you say?
That's all true. You saw it with your own eyes, didn't you, Setsuna?
Should you really be writing about all this? Isn't Kazusa still just a budding pianist?
Setsuna just keeps laughing. Looking down with her hands on her stomach, her body ever so slightly trembling. It isn't what I expected, but it's the reaction I had hoped for. I was only playing to the crowd. And so I return a reaction that she definitely isn't hoping for. I thought it would generate a huge buzz if I wrote it like that. You looked like you really enjoyed it yourself too, Setsuna.
Haruki-kun?
As if trying to provoke her. I keep saying things that further erase the smile from Setsuna's face. That's all Toma Kazusa is to me right now. Someone I can write an article on to shock the world and make my name known. Just like that, little by little, I delve deeper and deeper into Setsuna's and my wounds. It finally dawned on me after I took on this assignment. My feelings toward her have changed before I knew it. It might look like I'm not putting much thought into it, but I'm choosing my words very, very carefully. So, I just want to write the truth. Not just the good things, but the bad things as well. Actually, I might have overemphasized the bad stuff. pushing everything onto someone who isn't there, all for the sake of building a new relationship between us. Does it upset you? Me treating Toma so awfully like this? In other words, just like I said, I'm using Kazusa. Seeing me writing these things and making fun of our best friend like this, does it make you think I'm a cold-hearted person? Setsuna might take my side, or she might defend Kazusa and put the blame on me. I've created a perfectly safe situation where I can handle whatever choice she decides to make. Setsuna's still looking down. Is she so mad that she can't even speak? Is she so hurt that she's at a loss for words? Or is she desperately searching for a reason to absolve me from blame?
Of course not. There's no way you would do something like that, Haruki-kun.
As if. There was hardly any point in making up all those possibilities just now. It was obvious that she would make the most foolish choice of them all anyway. After all, Setsuna is never against me. No matter what happens, she'll always take my side.
Because this is...
If that wasn't the case, it'd be unthinkable for her to have stayed by my side all this time. Ever since that day 3 years ago.
No, you did a good job. This is definitely the impression that Kazusa gives to people. I feel bad for Kazusa, but it's all true. I'm sorry, it's just too funny. You did a great job.
Huh? Really?
Yeah, and it's even more interesting when you know her in person, too. I accept this with gratitude. And once again, congratulations.
Thanks. But this time, Setsuna's way of covering up for me brings a slightly stronger feeling of uneasiness than usual.
It feels a little unreal, doesn't it? We used to be best friends with someone who's now a celebrity you can find being featured in a magazine.
Almost as if she were about to say something, but nervously choked it back down right before saying it.
No, we're still best friends, aren't we? Even now, us three are still together, aren't we?
Setsuna. Her words sound so carefree and unlike what she usually says. It's as if she doesn't know what she really wants to say and is only hiding behind an insincere smile.
The snow's let up a bit. Want to go for a walk?
Sure.
Huh? What's wrong? Who texted you?
Takia.
Takia-kun's definitely out on a date right now too, right? What did he say?
Nothing really important. As if. I wanted to just play it off like it was nothing, but my heart felt like it was about to burst out of my chest. That asshole. He purposely kept that from me the whole time, didn't he?
Haruki-kun?
The snow's let up a bit, so let's go for that walk.
But I invited you to do that just now.
It's only natural for the guy to be the one doing the inviting. Girls can ask people out too. Doesn't have to be the guy, doesn't have to be a guy. I know a lot of guys would actually prefer the girl to ask them out. Studies have shown, etc. thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Guys can ask people out. Girls can ask people out. Anyone can ask anyone out. Shoot your shot. They might say no, true. But at least you know. And can stop wasting your time over someone who doesn't like you. Communication is key for a relationship, romantic or otherwise. If you don't, you might end up like these two idiots who haven't moved anywhere for years. It's like a band-aid. Pain now is better than all the heartache and uncertainty for years.